Teachers, what classroom secret almost cost lives? When I took over teaching chemistry at Grant High, my first red flag was inheriting a locked cabinet full of unlabeled bottles. The previous teacher, Mrs. Abbott, had retired suddenly mid-year, leaving behind decades of accumulated chemicals. The administration brushed off my concerns, saying she'd been teaching there for 35 years without incident. I spent my weekends organizing that cabinet, properly labeling everything. That's when I discovered several bottles of hydrofluoric acid mixed in with regular cleaning supplies. Not just small amounts, gallons of it. Any chemistry teacher knows this is one of the most dangerous acids out there. It doesn't just burn you, it seeps into your bones and can stop your heart. My blood ran cold when I found notes in Mrs. Abbott's desk about having students clean lab equipment. She'd been having teenagers handle this acid thinking it was regular cleaner. I immediately reported it to the principal, but he seemed more concerned about the school's liability than student safety. Going through years of lab reports, I noticed a pattern. Dozens of students had reported strange burns and numbness after cleaning sessions. The school nurse's log showed multiple cases of mysterious allergic reactions during chemistry classes. Mrs. Abbott had written them all off as sensitive skin or anxiety. What pushed me over the edge was finding an old accident report. 3 years ago, a student named Tommy had spilled cleaning solution on his hand. Within hours, his fingers turned black. He spent 2 weeks in the hospital. The official story was that he had an extreme allergic reaction. The reality? He'd been exposed to hydrofluoric acid. The school covered it up to protect their reputation. I couldn't sleep knowing students had been handling this acid for years. The administration kept telling me to keep quiet, that making this public would destroy the school's reputation and risk lawsuits. But more students had lab cleanup duty scheduled that week. I contacted OSHA and the Department of Education anonymously. Within 24 hours, they shut down every lab in the school. The investigation revealed Mrs. Abbott had been ordering industrial-grade chemicals through the school's supply budget for decades. She'd been mixing them with regular cleaners to make them last longer. The scandal exploded. Local news covered it for weeks. Over 200 former students came forward with stories of unexplained burns and injuries. The school board tried claiming they had no knowledge, but emails proved multiple complaints had been ignored. The district ended up paying millions in settlements. 3 administrators lost their jobs. Mrs. Abbott faced criminal charges for reckless endangerment. But the part that haunts me most? Tommy, the student with the burned hand, lost function in 3 fingers permanently. He'd wanted to be a surgeon. Now he can barely hold a pen. The new labs finally opened last month with proper safety protocols. Every chemical is strictly tracked. Students aren't allowed to handle anything stronger than vinegar. The hardest part? Some teachers still defend her, saying she was old school and things were different back then. But there's no excuse for putting children's lives at risk. Those unlabeled bottles weren't just negligence. They were a betrayal of every student who trusted their teacher to keep them safe.